Hello YouTubers, I am here with another specimen I recently acquired. Now, what you're looking at here is one of those Bogen Orbit NEAR speakers. Which, by the way, I've always wanted one of these for the longest time. Because I've always thought they're cool. Until I recently searched on eBay and I stumbled across this poster. This guy, it was marked down. It was marked down extremely cheap for one of these. And I only needed one. And on top of it, I've been getting numerous requests from this one viewer to acquire one of these. Along with a couple other type of Bogen speakers. But for now, I'm just going to stick with this one. Now, there is a couple places in my area that use these. But one of them is just an abandoned store at this point. It used to be a cost plus world market, and it was a fairly newer location. I believe it opened up like around, I want to say 10 years ago, and that's when I first encountered these. They have 4 in the store. I'll probably throw some pictures into the video, but they had these exact same ones, and they didn't have them quite loud, but they had the bass up quite a ways on them. And I thought they sounded pretty cool, and they look cool at the same time. Now, unfortunately, this one did not come with the suspension wires or any of that, so I'm gonna have to make one on my own. But luckily, Bogen was nice, and there's threads in here, so I could basically get some eye bolts and screw some eye bolts on these, and take some chain with special hooks, clip-on hooks, and then I can just make my own little hanger for this. But there's a dust cap. Now this is the inside. Here's the grill right here. So there's the dust cap, and believe it or not, that is felt, which it's not very common. I have one other speaker that's exactly the same way like this, and that is this Posh I have up here, which it's been shown in another video. I believe the last video of 2021. You'll see that in the video, but it's got a nice little tweeter in the middle. It's got nice portholes, and to access the taps, it's just a dial wheel. I have it tapped at 32 watts, which you see indicated by that red dot there. That's all at 32. On the 70 volt side. Now this can do 100 volts too. But also, if you had a nice high-end home receiver and you wish to put these, let's say, outside in your patio, or you have vaulted ceilings, somewhere in your house where you wanted nice sound coverage, this can support 60. It has a 16 ohm bypass, which most home receivers these days, it usually goes from 8 to 16 ohms. So this would not have a problem. You won't have a problem using this with your home receivers. No problems at all. Now I'll probably put the grill on so you can. And it's just friction fit. It's like Bose. The Bose DS16S speakers, you could pop the grill off. If you do get one and you want to pop the grill off, use a small flathead screwdriver, and you just gently kind of wedge it in there, like so. Kind of go all the way around. And you see how it starts to lift? That's how you. The same thing can apply with Bose DS16S speakers, if you acquired them. Because also with those, if you need to tap the speaker, let's say like at, 2 watts at 70 volts, there's a little wheel that's hidden in the grill. It's accessible when you take the grill off. But once you get it just high enough like that, just kind of go around. It's hard to do this with one hand, but see, it just comes off like so. It won't do damage. There's the inside, the other side of the grill, for those that are curious. I know there's some of you out there that get curious. sometimes you got to give it a hit. But sometimes these things can be a pain in the butt to get on. But play some music for you guys. That's fantastic bass. Let's do a test page because I know you guys like to hear that. As you can hear, there's a nice, clear page, and it's very, the speech is very understandable on them, very clear. It's not a bad speaker. Very fancy, I'll say. Signal's on, which means it's not all the way on. It can get very loud. Now, if you have a mixed system like me over here, if you have standard, quantum speakers like this or these, but if you have a mixed system, you decide to integrate one of these in, I'm going to tell you right now, the 32 watts this is pulling, and if you wire in a standard quantum speaker, for example, here, and tap it at 4 watts, which I'll put a video demonstration in with a low L speaker, they're going to sound the same. This one's not going to be any louder. It's going to be the same. So you might want to take that into consideration, especially if you have a small 60 watt amp and it's already, taking most of there's really not much more wattage room in that the amp can put out, because you basically have the speakers all tapped out already. So you might have to get a bigger amp if you decide to get one of these. I would probably prefer a 120 watt amp if you have a mixed system with a couple other little speakers like this. So you have some wiggle room. Now, I am getting a PhD, believe it or not, another Atlas AA200 PhD I just stumbled across. So let's hope that works. I'm excited. I don't have it yet, but that will be in the video soon. Thought I'd add this part of the video in to demonstrate the differences between the two. Now, this is tapped at the 32 watts, and I left the little cover open so you can see the dial. This is tapped at 4 watts. And what you will notice is, well, I don't know if you'll notice on the camera, but I noticed in person that these two sound exactly at the same level to me. This is no louder than this, so there we go. They sound the same. And I'll do a test page. And see, this one, the low L is a lot louder than this one, the Bogen. So that's a thing to consider. If you expect this to be louder than your traditional 4 watt 70 volt speaker, they sound the same, and even it's the same situation with the Bose DS16F free space speaker. The same situation. This one will be pretty much the same as the Bose, tapped at the 16 watts, but this one's tapped at 32. Now, if I put this next to the sound sphere, which I don't unfortunately have that up already, but that sound sphere will be a little bit louder than this, guaranteed. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video here of the Bogen Orbit speaker overview.